Hey everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to Bariatrics and Tips. I'm Michelle Geeson. Thanks for tuning in today. Today is going to be a great celebration. We have got VIVA ITALIA, and we are going to live large and cook small and find flavor in all we do, but we're going to do it with a lot of Italian zest today. So it is 2 o'clock right on the nose, just looked at the clock, and so we're going to get started. The one thing we have in common is our weight loss surgery. I get it, and I know you get it, but just because we have this tool, again, doesn't mean we have to be deprived of eating well. It's one thing I refuse to do because eating well is one of the pleasures in life, and I don't want to take that away from me, and I wouldn't want you to feel deprived of that either. So I've dedicated my life and my being to finding ways for living large and cooking small. And I think that finding flavor is the key to not feeling deprived. And I think that I have found the key to it today. So, hi Misty, good to see you. Hi everyone who's tuning in today. You know, all this preparation and all this cooking and the research, I know it's worth it. I know I'm worth it, and I know you're worth it too. I say it every week, I mean it. The things that we do in order to achieve a healthy lifestyle are gonna help us now and in the long run. I know that with my weight loss surgery, I have shaved years off my life. And we have a special guest star today, my dog Lego. So you will hear him barking. Hopefully he'll shut up soon. And we will get going here. You know, food is the nucleus of everything. I say it every week, and I don't think it's anything that's going to be going away anytime real soon. It's part of our work culture and part of our religion and part of our day-to-day existence. And we just need to find ways to make things healthier and still be able to indulge. And so today, with that being said, we are going to do 3 different dishes, but I think I've got a total of 5 recipes to give you, and they are going to be posted starting at 3 o'clock every day, or every hour from 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 o'clock. So we're going to do Italian zucchini noodles with garlic, tomato, and Parmesan. We're going to do an Italian protein bread, and then we're going to do strawberry sugar-free gelato, and I think you're going to love it all. The cooking demonstrations are going to be a little light. Some stuff I already have made, some stuff I'm going to make with you. I've got the oven already preheating, and this is actually something that I was meal prepping for later this week. But we're going to do that. I've got a few tricks and tips that I want to show you along the way, things to make cooking more fun, more easier. And then we will wrap up with the usual stuff. As far as the spotlight goes this week, I don't have anyone to feature today, and I'm wondering if everybody doesn't understand the objective of the spotlight. The spotlight is a way for me to recognize you. I know there are a lot of bariatric groups out there on Facebook that celebrate non-scale victories and weight loss victories and show before and after pictures, and I don't want to get too far away from the mission of our group page of finding flavor in our cooking, but I still want to make sure that we are celebrating ourselves, because you are the reason why I am here today, and the spotlight is a good way for you to do that. So if you message me your like a short bio, what kind of procedure you had, how things have been, maybe your motto, how much weight you've lost, and of course a before and current picture would be ideal as well. Then I can feature you on our segment today, each Sunday. And as a thank you for doing that, I will mail you a free Bariatrics and Tips logo magnet. I'm pretty sure that you've seen them before, but I shall show you them again. These are my signature magnets, and they have the logo on it, and they're a very sturdy magnet, so you can wear it on your fridge with pride. And that would be something that I would send to you at my expense. All I need from you is the spotlight information and then your address and a private message. So I have been advertising for that all week. Please feel free to send me something. You can talk about yourself and just talk about your journey, just something brief, and that way we can celebrate you. Just because I know that at the beginning of this, I told you about my journey. Again, I had gastric bypass surgery in 2015, and I am down 130 pounds, and I have kept it off. I have found a great new lifestyle, a future occupation, because I'm working on my master's degree right now in clinical dietetics, and I have just completely revamped my life, and I want to celebrate, and I want you to celebrate. So that's what the spotlight is all about. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message or even post them so everybody else can see, and we can go from there. So now we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. There's 3 things we're gonna make, and we're gonna start with dessert. We're gonna start with our strawberry gelato. Super, super easy. It is Greek yogurt based, so you wanna make sure that you have a cup of non-fat Greek yogurt. You wanna make sure that you have a package of sugar-free gelatin. It can be any brand, it could really be any flavor. Today it's strawberry. So all I'm gonna do is I'm going to put my strawberry gelatin into a cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt. And then I also have a tablespoon of Splenda in here. You can use whatever artificial sweetener you would like, just to give it a little sweetened edge. And then what we're gonna do is we are going to blend it until it's pretty sufficiently blended. It's a really, really, really good recipe. Here, I'll up this. And you can see it's a beautiful strawberry color. You can eventually garnish this with some fresh strawberry slices too, maybe even a dollop of whipped cream if you'd like. But the key to this bad boy is we are gonna make 4 servings out of these. It should be a good half cup serving for each. Or I'm sorry, quarter cup. 4 servings, not 2. All right. So all we're gonna do here, make sure it's all mixed, and it looks fantastic. What you're gonna do is you're gonna divide these into 4 portions, and I'm gonna just show you here what it's gonna look like. And then you're gonna plop it into the freezer just for an hour. You just wanna get it firm and set. And once it's been in there for an hour, it'll thicken up a little bit, and it's very refreshing and very delicious. So I'll go put this in the freezer for a little bit. I know that it won't be a full hour that we're here together, but that'll at least show you what it looks like. And that's how you make gelato, my way. So you're looking at 31 calories a serving. You're looking at 0 grams of fat if you're using the non-fat plain Greek yogurt. You're looking at about 4.4 carbs and 3.3 grams of protein. So it's a nice, refreshing snack for you to have. Great for the summer coming up, almost like a sherbet, almost like the gelato, but a really great way to not feel deprived, especially for an Italian dessert. So that's what we have there. The Italian protein bread that I made is very similar to the cloud bread that I featured several weeks back. And I've got it already made for you. I'm not gonna make it while we're here today together, just in the essence of time and space, just because a lot of the ingredients are things that I've already used before for the protein cloud bread. But this will be another recipe that I feature today. I can't remember where it ranks between 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock, but all of the recipes that you see here today will be posted starting at 3 o'clock, and every hour there should be 5 of them total. But the Italian protein bread, I've got the recipe right here. I'll let you know what it is. Take a look. This is amazing. Like, I am so stoked about this recipe. It took me 2 batches to get it right. The first batch I threw away. The second batch, I knew exactly what went wrong, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do differently, and I did it, and I rocked it out, and 2 of my family members ate it too. My husband thought it was okay. He probably won't come home and say, oh my God, I have to have one of these, but he didn't throw up, so that's a huge, huge milestone, and my son liked it quite a bit. It tastes like, I mean, if I smell it, it smells like Italian bread just because of the Italian seasoning, and if you break it open, it's got that bread texture too, and it's It's pretty good. So what I put in it, I put an egg, and then a teaspoon each of baking soda and baking powder. Those are the leavening agents. A half a teaspoon of salt, a half a cup of the casein protein powder. I further fortified it with Gene Pro, 2 scoops. And then I used 3/4 of a cup of almond flour, a teaspoon of butter extract, a cup of Greek yogurt, a teaspoon of Italian seasoning in the batter, and then finally I used 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. And nutritional yeast is great because it gives like a 8 gram per serving protein boost to it, but it also has a really like buttery, cheesy flavor to it. And so I was kind of thinking like a mixture between Olive Garden breadsticks and Red Lobster cheddar biscuits, those kind of thing. And that's what this reminds me of. It's really great. So when you mix all those together, you're gonna divide it into, I think mine made 16 little scoop portions, and you're gonna line a cookie sheet with parchment paper, and you're gonna plop these little dollops on there of the batter. And then you just wanna sprinkle a little bit of Italian seasoning over it just for show because it's pretty. And that's what I got here. And I baked them for about 17 minutes on 350, and they came out, I ate one warm, and it was super good. And even a day later, I wrapped them in foil. They taste really great, heated up in the microwave or popped into one of the slots of your toaster. And it's just it's gonna be a nice complement to our Italian meal that I'm gonna make for you. So that's our Italian protein bread. If you have any questions, let me know. Hi Liz, hi Renee. So we've got the strawberry gelato, we've got Italian protein bread, and now we're gonna do Italian zucchini noodles with garlic, tomato, and Parmesan. Now, I was at the store today and I fell in love with all the colors in the produce department, kind of like I often do, and I kind of went a little out of control, kind of like I often do. And so there's gonna be a couple things that I'm adding to this recipe that are totally optional. I just did it because the colors were just gorgeous. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna start with marinated chicken, Italian marinated chicken. And I'll give you the recipe as well. I've had it marinating for quite a while. I'm actually gonna make one of the chicken breasts for you here while we're together, and then the rest of them I'm making tonight for dinner because the recipe is so good that I'm gonna make my family eat it. So that's how that goes. But really all that's in the Italian grilled, the marinated chicken, hopefully you can see it nicely. What I used was, well, chicken breast. With the chicken breast, I butterfly fillet them. And if you don't know what that is, Google it, but it's basically cutting the width out of the chicken and opening it up so it kind of looks like a butterfly. And that way I have 2 fillets out of one huge chicken breast. And that's one of the things that I like to do just to maximize the chicken that I buy each week. So I butterfly them, but then I also want to pound them out so that they're an even width. And I like to get them a little bit flatter because they're a lot easier and a lot more fun to grill. So I've done that. A 3/4 cup of olive oil and then a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. I love red wine vinegar. It's one of my favorite things to cook with. And then I'm actually featuring, and you can use whatever garlic seasoning you want, but today I'm featuring Tastefully Simple Italian garlic seasoning. It's one of my favorites, and I just hosted a Tastefully Simple party, and this was one of the topics of discussion. And then I happened to have found a recipe that called for garlic seasoning. I'm like, I'm gonna try this. So I did, and I love it, and I'm sold. The good thing about any of the seasonings, they'll do all the same thing for you. Whether I favor a particular brand or what you favor is completely up to you. I just want to help you think outside the box and cook well and eat well too. So I have this, I have a tablespoon of lemon juice, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. The recipe called for a 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes, but I put a few extra in for good measure because I like red pepper flakes. And then finally just a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And that's what you see here. The rule of thumb for the marinade is you want to at least let it marinate for 30 minutes, but up to 12 hours. So if you are meal planning it would be great to throw these in the marinade a day late or a day earlier and then have them for when you need them. By the time I cook these at dinner at 6 o'clock, they'll have been marinating about 7 hours. So I'm pretty pleased with that. And even now when I throw one on the grill for us, it should be a-okay. So that's what's in the marinade. I am gonna put this on the grill right now. And I have a grill, hopefully you can see my stove, but I've got a grill attachment on top of my gas range that does a great job of grilling, and I use it pretty much the whole winter through. So all I'm gonna do is take one of these, and so you can see the chicken breast, you can see the red pepper flakes and everything, and you can see that I've pounded it, so it's pretty much an even thickness, and this is the smallest breast of all of them. I did butterfly it, and it should cook pretty quickly. So here we go. I may have to put the fan on, or we're gonna have a smoke alarm go off. And it's nice outside, so why not, right? All right, so while that's grilling a little bit, I just wanna get my tongs ready so I can turn it, and I'll put this down. So now we're gonna go to our pasta, and I have made my vegetable pasta already. You can use whatever spiralizer you want. I actually have a manual spiralizer, a Pampered Chef one that I really like, but I just splurged and redeemed some rewards points and treated myself to a new KitchenAid mixer with a spiralizer attachment, and I'm just waiting for it to come. And I know that this is gonna be Italian zucchini noodles, but again, I fell in love with all these spring, summer colors. And so I did sweet potato, carrot, green zucchini, the yellow zucchini squash, regular squash, and a turnip. So I did, pardon me, like 7 different things. So I've got my noodles here, and you can see how curly Q. Like, these are the squash ones. These were crazy. Look at that. That's good eating right here. So I'm just gonna break them a little bit. You can actually, if you have a kitchen shears, you could probably be a little bit more eloquent and cut those. So I'm just gonna put a few of my favorite strands into, woo, that's a big one, into the pot. I've got 2 teaspoons of olive oil already in there. Let's see if I can go down here and get some more. All right, that should be enough. I know, like, I didn't think that I was making a whole bunch of them, and I made enough for like a month. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might have to just probably freeze them. But I am going to put I'm gonna cook these for about 2 minutes. I'm gonna stir them up. And let's look at turning this bad boy. Oh, it's looking good. It is looking good. So we're just gonna cook these for about 2 minutes. I've got it on high right now. And then we don't wanna cook them too much because we don't want them to get soggy. We want them to retain their integrity. And then we're gonna add the garlic. We've got garlic. We've got a cup of cherry tomatoes that are halved. We've got a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, grated. We've got 3 tablespoons of fresh basil leaves, and I want to introduce you to my main man, basil. I like buying the live plants, the live herbs, because you never know when you need them. And actually, a really good trick, I had to buy some parsley and cilantro, and I read somewhere where you just take your herbs and you put them in a vase with water. You can keep them in the fridge, or you can keep them out here, and it keeps them even better. Like, it keeps them for a long time. So I just have these sitting on by the windowsill. They get a little bit of sunlight, and I get fresh herbs, and I love it. So let me give these a go. And these are looking really great. Let me bring it over to you. And you can see the colors really come out with the heat. All right. And now we're gonna add our tomatoes. And then we are going to also add our Parmesan cheese, our garlic, and I think we are going to wait for the we're going to add the basil too, according to the recipe. So I'm going to put this back on the heat right now and let everything combine. It's looking really, really good, and the colors are they're just beautiful. And that's one of the things that I like about cooking with vegetables and stuff, because it's just it's beautiful food. And whether you go to the Olive Garden or to a fancy Italian restaurant, these are the things that you can order. You can order smart. You can order something that's grilled. It doesn't have to be breaded. You can allow yourself, if you want, to have a bite of your breadstick. I know for me, I'm an all or none person, and if I eat one bite, chances are another one is gonna follow, and I can't do that to myself. And so I like to just find other opportunities. Maybe instead of a breadstick, you could order some minestrone soup. That would be a really good idea. But the good thing about cooking Italian at home is that there's just lots of different options. And that's the whole point of making sure that we're not deprived. It's just huge. The other thing I wanted to show you is I did julienne some orange and yellow peppers that I'm going to throw into the pot just because of the colors. Since I already had the red of the cherry tomatoes, I wanted to throw these in as well. And this looks really great. The colors are beautiful. And now we're gonna have one heck of a meal. So now we've got our Parmesan noodle pasta with garlic, tomatoes, and peppers. I'll just portion a little bit out right here. And then we have a grilled chicken breast that we can put right on top. And then my friend Basil and my other friend, I've got Italian parsley that I'm going to sprinkle on top, and another fresh basil leaf just because I like the green. And so now we've got our Italian meal. We've got noodle pasta with garlic, Parmesan, and tomato. We've got a marinated chicken breast, and then we've got our roll, our protein bread. What a great meal this is going to be for tonight. Tonight, I'm probably going to end up having to serve pasta to the masses, but this is what I'll be eating. And if you think that I'm going to be feeling deprived, you are wrong, because I'm not going to be deprived. It's going to be amazing. But it turned out great. It's a great meal. The really good thing about the veggie pasta is even if you made a huge bowl full like I did, even unintentionally, thanks Liz, it looks delicious, she says. These can be put into freezer bags and they can be frozen into, snack size packs so you can get them when you want. The other thing that you can do with the pasta noodles, and I don't know, you'll see it later because I have it featured in one of the posts that start at 3 o'clock. If you're not familiar with these Ziploc zip-in steam bags, become familiar with them because they are amazing. They come in a bunch of different sizes. And the good thing about these is it's got everything printed on the bag. Let me show you. So for instance, let's say zucchini. You can have a half bag, and they show you the half bag, or they show you the full bag. So if I had a half bag of zucchini, then I would want to cook it for 1.5 minutes. And you just open up the Ziploc bag, you put your veggies in, you put whatever seasonings you want in, you throw it in the microwave for whatever time it tells you, and then when they come out, they're just bursting with flavor. They've been steamed, and the colors are absolutely gorgeous. So you can cook your veggie noodles on the stovetop, or you can take one of these to work with you and throw them in the microwave, and you're still having a hot good meal. Where did you find these bags? Renee says. Renee, I found them at Meijer. You can get them at Meijer, you can get them at Target, you can get them at Walmart, you can order them on Amazon. They're only a couple bucks a bag and they're absolutely amazing. I've been using these for years. But cool, you can also do, shrimp, fish, and chicken in them. You can do potatoes. They even have one for corn on the cob. They have one for frozen vegetables, so you can take them from the freezer and throw them in here and steam them. They're absolutely amazing. And I'm pretty sure that every time you open, I probably already took it out. Oh, every time you open the bag, they have like, they have a coupon, and then they have a ton of recipes that you can make too. So this is like thebomb.com. I love my Zip and Steam bags. They're fantastic, and I hope that you will like those too. The other thing that you can do instead of the veggie noodles is you can opt to do a spaghetti squash. I know we've had a few conversations about this in recent weeks. Spaghetti squash is really fun, and I bought one and I was gonna cook it, and then my husband decided to deface it. So that's what he did. Isn't that cool? So here's my spaghetti squash. I don't know, I should probably get a good name for him before I hack into him. But spaghetti squash is great because the strands look like pieces of spaghetti, and if you cook it right, it's amazing. You wanna make sure that you cook this around 400 degrees. The best way to do it is to cut it long ways, and then make sure that you're using a sharp knife, because it's gonna be the difference between you getting frustrated and you being able to do it with ease. Scoop out the seeds, and then on each half that you have, you want to drizzle some olive oil and then rub it in like it's getting ready to go sunbathing. And then once you do that, salt it and pepper it according to what you like. And then you want to place it cut side down on a cookie sheet, and you want to cook it for about 40 to 60 minutes on 400 degrees. You want to do it just so the sides of the cut side become like a golden color, and then the inside, you'll just kind of spear your fork in it. And if you're able to easily put your fork in it, like not as good as a potato, but if you can put spear your fork into it, then it's ready. And then all you do is you take your fork and you just fluff them, and these strands of noodles, squash noodles, come out. And it's a great way to have for pasta for a meal or for a side dish or whatnot. So that's a really good best practice too. But apparently my husband did this early yesterday, and it wasn't until after dinner that I saw it, and it actually scared me, and I jumped, and he had a good laugh. So that's my tip and trick for this. I told you about the Zip and Steam bag. We've had some really great recipes today. Let me get the gelato out of the freezer so you can see that. And I know it's only been, 10, 20 minutes, something like that, but it sets up so nicely. And I'll get a spoon, and oh, you want me to try it? I'd be happy to. But at any rate, super, super nice and refreshing. And it's thick, because you can see it is totally thick. And it's super good. It's strawberry. It is so strawberry. Very refreshing. I think it would be even better if I would have bought strawberries. And I boil my spaghetti squash whole. Oh, cool. Teresa, thanks for sharing. Hopefully everybody can take a look at what Teresa said about her spaghetti squash. But back to the gelato. Maybe some strawberry slices would be really nice. And then I'm all for whipped cream. But this is a really, for 30 calories, a very refreshing dessert. So that's the scoop. The whole scoop and nothing but the scoop. Hopefully you've liked what you see here today. I know we kind of went a little fast. I wanted to make sure that I got everything in. If you have your favorite Italian chicken marinade recipes, I would love to see it. I'm always up for a good marinade. My mother-in-law has a really amazing chicken marinade that has like 3 or 4 different fruit juices in it, and it's my go-to marinade. And because it has like apple juice and pineapple juice and lots of juice, I make a big huge batch of it, and then I freeze it so that I have all of that whenever I want it. But this Italian marinade looks to me like a really good winner, and again, you'll have that recipe here soon. But please always feel free to share your recipes. It doesn't have to just be me and a few other people that share recipes. We are all here to support each other, and I would love nothing more than to learn as I go, just like you're learning as you go. Just some things I want to touch upon up next. Don't forget about the spotlight and what I said. You can win a free magnet if you just kind of puff your chest about yourself, and I would love to feature you. So please consider applying for the spotlight. Next week, we're going to do Pizza Pizzazz. That's March 21st. We're going to do a couple different ways to make pizza. The following week on March 28th is air fryer appetizers. Those are going to be amazing. Actually, 3 out of 4 of my family members, well, 4 out of 5 if you include the dog, love some of the things I do in the air fryer. And then April 4th is going to be that decadent dessert debauchery, and I've got a huge fun time planned for us for that as well. As always, we're completely on social media, Bariatrics and Tips, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and then these live broadcasts are reposted on my YouTube channel too, so please make sure that you do that. Oh, sorry, I can't see your name. It's not Teresa. I can't see your name because the thing is so far. Please forgive me, I apologize. But at any rate, thank you so much for tuning in. I so appreciate it. I hope you liked everything you saw today. If you have any questions about any of the products that I use, any of the gadgets, or any of the recipes, certainly feel free to find me on Facebook. You know where I am. I am going to say goodbye, and I'm going to live large and eat small, although this is a really nice looking meal. I can't wait to eat it. All right, you guys have been great. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, okay? Happy Sunday. Bye-bye.